Bună, dragii mei, sunt Bianca Drăgan, iar astăzi la CAN CAN Exclusiv îl am alături de mine, prin Skype, momentan, pe Denis, chitaristul trupei Iron Maiden. Haideți să discutăm cu el. Hello, how are you?
Hello, very well, thank you.
How do you feel today?
It's very tired because I've just moved home. I've just moved house. So it's been a hectic couple of weeks moving boxes and everything else at the home. So yeah, today's okay.
Oh, I see. I understand. I know you are going to be in Romania in a few days. What do you know about Romania?
I've never been to Romania, not much. We've had some Romanian football players come over to West Ham and to the teams in London. So, but no, I don't know much about the actual country because I've never visited.
What do you expect from Romania? I mean, from the Romanian fans and so on.
Well, if the Iron Maiden fans in Romania are anything like any of the other countries, then it's going to be fantastic because the fan base for Iron Maiden is just incredible and all over the world. Fantastic, best fans in the world, and it's the Iron Maiden family that we worship. So it's going to be fantastic, and especially playing there. It's going to be great.
I really think the same. But please tell me, how come that you came in Romania now, even though England is very close to us? I mean, why did it took so long for you?
I'm not sure because during the first two albums with Iron Maiden, we were never probably organised to go to Romania. Whether or not it was because promoters in Romania, I don't know. The bands I've worked with, like Lionheart and Praying Mantis, and a lot of other bands that I've toured with, I don't know. It must be some kind of promoter connection between the UK or European promoters that it's never actually happened. So it's hard for me to find a reason for it. I can only, from my personal opinion, myself, I've never been asked to go to Romania by any promoter.
I know you have a very, very long-term marriage, and I am very curious if your wife will come with you in Romania.
Unfortunately not. It's sad because my partner comes with me to most of the shows in Europe. We've just done a tour in Europe where we went to Greece, we went to Bulgaria, we went everywhere, to Scotland, everywhere. And she came on the tour, but unfortunately, as I mentioned earlier, we've just moved house and everything is in boxes and everything's in big bags and clothes and everything. And she wanted to come to this show. Hopefully there's going to be two shows, but we're not sure yet. We're waiting for the promoter to tell us there could be a second show, but we don't know. But the show going ahead at the Auditorium Maximum, yes, she would love to have come, but unfortunately she can't make it this time. It's very sad.
Do you find it hard to keep a marriage as an artist because you have to be far away from home sometimes and so on?
No, it's all part of my life since I was like 18, 19 years old. Whatever partner or girlfriend or wife or whatever, you have children and it's a way of life that you have to get used to. It's sometimes very upsetting, but as you grow older and you grow older and wiser together, it's not that need to be there all the time. But now, basically me personally being a little bit selfish is that with all the security checks now at the airports and the time consuming that you have to go through to get a flight of a morning to travel and in a car, in a plane, at the hotel. So it's always nice to have your partner or a companion even a friend, a mate, to come along that you can talk to, you can have a beer with, you can have lunch with, because being in Europe, in any of the countries in Europe, it's a very long day. And because in Italy, everyone speaks Italian, and I don't speak Italian. In Romania, everyone's going to speak Romanian. I would probably be on my own quite a lot. So I spend a lot of time at the hotel or maybe traveling, and it gets a bit lonely. So, yeah, it's nice to have a partner, your wife or someone, just to have lunch with or dinner with, and to have some companions, some company through the journey and through the hours. But, you know, unfortunately, she can't make it this time. So.
I know you also have 2 kids and grandkids. How are you as a father and as a grandfather?
Well, it's lovely to see the children. It's lovely to see the grandchildren. We don't see them a lot as much as we want to, because with the distance we live up here in near Cambridge, and they're in deep Essex, down towards Southend and towards the coast.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
it's a 2-hour drive. So sometimes they come to watch me play if I'm playing local in a club or a bar. I see my children because they're grown up now. I see them occasionally for dinner or for a drink.
I heard that you said that you grew up in a very poor family, right? And I would like to know, how do you spoil your grandkids now?
Oh, I see. Yes. Well, it's not just me. It's the whole situation with the country, with how time moves on. When I was born, it was 1952, so it wasn't many years after the war. So where we lived was in the East End of London, Canning Town, West Ham. It was a very poor area. There were a lot of homes that were bombed. So basically there was debris everywhere. It was just bricks and piles of where the houses stood. And I went to school and realised that the family, we were quite poor. We lived in an old bombed house with no heating, no hot water. So I left school at 14 years of age, and I went into the docks as an engineer, marine engineer. And so I had to go to work at a very, very young age to contribute money into the home for food. So it taught me a big lesson at a very young age to stand on my own 2 feet. And I lived on my own since I was like 19. My mum and dad left home and they moved in with my grandparents because they weren't well. So I ended up living on my own. So playing the guitar and moving around, it was very hard. But now, when my children were born, the style of living had improved immensely, quite a lot. And you know, there was food available, there was jobs available, houses to buy or rent, but houses to buy more importantly. And so I was lucky, the fact that they had a great education and they were able to go into jobs directly from school. So they never had the problem that I had, which made it easier for me because you provide what you can for the home, the food, the school uniforms. You try to supply as many things as they need to get them set up. But luckily for me, they were quite clued up, and they could all look after themselves by the time they left school. So I was quite lucky that way.
Is there something you miss about your own childhood?
Not really. I used to love playing in the street with the kids, like with a football or a cricket bat, you know, playing cricket. As I said, we didn't have much money, so TV and everything sort of out the window. It was just not possible. You know, we didn't have them luxuries of sometimes of a TV but I did enjoy the playgrounds because what we call in the East End of London, where the houses were bombed, there was lots of debris with bricks and everything. So we used to make like camps when we were little. So we would build little camps from the bricks and little dens where we could hide. But there's not much I miss from my childhood because it was very hard. My parents were fantastic. They worked 7 days a week to provide for me at Christmas time for presents and birthdays. So I was quite lucky.
What plans do you have besides coming to Romania?
Oh, wow. We come to Romania with Children of the Damned, and the beginning of December, we go to Italy with 3 shows in Italy with Children of the Damned. And then I have some shows in the UK over here. I work in the UK all the time. I have 2 bands, and we also have a duo with 2 guitars and 2 vocals. And we work in all the time. We work every night. But then I'm looking forward to a break because we've had a lot of traveling this year. In the summer, a lot of traveling. And as I said, last Christmas we were in Brazil, so on tour. That was a tour as well. So this Christmas we are going to Spain for 1 week, and that will be just for Christmas. So that will be no work, no playing, just eat and drink and be merry, as they say.
I understand. Thank you a lot. Thank you a lot. It was a pleasure to meet you. Thank you.
No,
again.
thank you. And I hope to see many Iron Maiden fans from Romania at the shows. If there's 1 show, so be it. Let's hope there's 2 shows. But come and see me. We can have a drink. We can take some photographs and we can do some signing. Just come and see me. It'll be fantastic.